You guys are watching the Dallas Cowboys Report by Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey, and if you, like me, are a Cowboys fan, then show it by liking today's video. Go like it right now. Today's Cowboys Report is presented by Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping on all of their incredible men's grooming products by using promo code COWBOYS at manscaped.com. Today's video is going to begin with some trade conversations on DeMarcus Lawrence and Amari Cooper, as both players' futures are uncertain with the combine just around the corner. The futures of both guys, it's decision time. And KD Drummond, friend of the show over at Cowboys Wire, part of his mock draft, had two different trades for both of these players. We'll begin with Amari Cooper here. Cowboys get the 13th overall pick of this year's draft. The Browns get Amari Cooper, a first-round pick from Dallas. So 24 and Cooper going to Cleveland this year for a first and a future third. Now the value, using the trade value chart here, of this deal is about a mid-second rounder for Amari Cooper. Now, you might not love the idea of giving up a first as well as Cooper just to move up, but I do think the value is actually about right as it relates to Amari Cooper, which I would want a first. I don't want to trade Amari Cooper. I would rather keep him on my roster and be good. If you're going to trade him, I think around a second rounder, could be early, could be mid, could be late, is probably a bit more of a realistic expectation for the age, production, and the contract status of Amari Cooper. We'll spend some more time on this idea, but what draft pick do you think that Cooper is worth? Is it a first? Is it a second? I want to know worth. Not what you would want, but what you think you could get realistically for him on the open market. Look, those Cooper trade rumors are not going to go anywhere until the Cowboys make a decision. His base salary this year fully guarantees in just a couple of months, or a couple weeks, correction. It's less than a month overall. So a cut is still on the table if they just want to dump him outright and move on, which I would be livid about. Trade on the table until they restructure him. Now, you got to make a decision. There's no reason to have Cooper playing at his current base salary, his current cap hit. That's bad roster management. So either restructure him or move on. And I do think the Cowboys are at least a little bit upset with Amari with, the production dip this past year, which was in part by missing 3 games. Now, didn't fully miss that third game due to COVID-19, but he did basically miss 3 of them in terms of the impact made out there. The touchdowns went up, but the yards, the targets, the receptions all went the wrong direction. Now, we can blame the QB. That's fair. We can blame the quarterback or the receiver himself. That's certainly fair. We can also blame the play calling, like I certainly do. If you move on from Amari Cooper, receiver is one of your biggest needs. Where CeeDee Lamb and Simi Fehoko are your top 2 guys, that's not going to get the job done. Now we're going to talk about DeMarcus Lawrence, his side here, momentarily as well. But I want you guys to pick one to trade. I am making you move on from one of these 2. Who would it be? Type AC for Amari Cooper, DL for DeMarcus Lawrence. This will be the pinned comment on today's video, so you get the ad break on YouTube. Take advantage of it. While it plays, head down there and let me know. Now, I do think KD's trade value for Tank Lawrence is pretty accurate as well, and you guys might not like it. Falcons get DeMarcus Lawrence and a future second. Dallas then gets the 43rd overall pick in this year's draft. Now, that's going to be a late second rounder. So the value for Tank Lawrence, not very high, and I think that's accurate. You guys know that I am a big supporter of DeMarcus Lawrence, but the contract does hurt his value. Now, you move on from Lawrence, save about $8 million. That can help you keep Randy Gregory. It's a conversation worth having. You can't bring him back at his current cap hit. And when teams know that, that also brings down the value of a player. Lawrence's production has not been nearly what it should be for what he's getting paid, which we can have that payment conversation in the offseason. I don't care for it midseason. Offseason, absolutely. Only 3 sacks. He missed time, but when he was out there, he was clearly your second best pass rusher among guys not named Micah Parsons. Gregory cooled down the stretch as well. And age-wise, there's basically no difference between Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence. Now, part of KD Drummond's plan when moving on from DeMarcus Lawrence, paying Randy Gregory, keeping him, and playing more Micah Parsons at edge rusher. I would love to see a healthy Lawrence alongside Parsons, truly healthy. And we saw it down the stretch at points this year. Yeah, he only had 3 sacks, but every game there was one massive play it seemed like Tank Lawrence was making. Not included is the QB hit that led to a direct interception. Like those plays, the stat sheet impact isn't always there. But if you want to just count splash plays, among the per game basis, I think only Parsons and Diggs maybe had a better rate than DeMarcus Lawrence did. So I would rather keep him. I would ask him to take a pay cut, by the way. I don't know if Lawrence would do that. He might say, you know what, cut me. I'll find money on the open market with the salary cap going up. The Lawrence conversation is much trickier than the Amari Cooper one, but both of those doors are open since the Cowboys did not structure their deals last year. Today's show, as I mentioned, powered by Manscaped. 20% off and free shipping by using promo code COWBOYS at manscaped.com. Get the Lawnmower 4.0. It is the best men's grooming product out there on the market. And that's not all that Manscaped has. They've got a massive variety of products, including the Ultra Premium Collection. This is deodorant, body spray, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, and lip balm. You get the same 20% off and free shipping deal when you use promo code COWBOYS at manscaped.com. Manscaped, easy decision to use, much easier than what to do with DeMarcus Lawrence. We'll put the link and the promo code in the comments section and the description for you guys of today's video. Let's hit drafts here. How about taking Trevor Penning in round 1? This was floated out there by Blogging the Boys saying he should be the pick at 24 in the event that he is on the board. And Penning did fare well at the FCS, and in a very, very bad offensive line group, the Senior Bowl was clearly one of, if not the best ones out there, as he should have been. I think the upside is there for him to be a top-tier left tackle. There is a big jump in competition coming right now. And a big crux of the argument, which I understand, made by Blogging the Boys, was that you want to invest your first-round pick at one of the money draft spots, meaning your premium positions: QB, edge rusher, offensive tackle, wide receiver, corner. Corners might not have the right value there. If you keep Amari Cooper and or Michael Gallup, you maybe don't want a receiver in round 1. Edge rusher could also be in play, but you're not going to go QB. And the argument was that of the realistic guys who are going to be on the board, you're not going to get Derek Stingley. Sauce Gardner is going to be gone. I would wager that Trent McDuffie's gone as well. The top edges are probably off the board, but maybe you get lucky with like a George Karlaftis or someone of that ilk falling to you. That Penning would be the best guy on the board for you. And I think the upside is there. The argument was that Penning could play left guard for you. I actually don't know if I believe that. He played some right guard at UNI, but he's 6'6" change. He's a tackle build. I don't love him at left guard, especially for someone who I got to get technique work going on at left tackle. That's not that different, but it is a bit of a change. So I like Penning. His production was awesome at UNI. I've got a second-round grade on him. So I would not be mad if at number 24 Dallas took Trevor Penning. What do you guys think, though? Who do you want the Cowboys to take this year? Let me know in the comments section. Drop a name or names for me down there right now. I've got other guys who are going to be higher on my board. At least they are pre-combine. If they tank the combine or medical stuff comes out, obviously this stuff could all change. I'd kill for Tyler Linderbaum. Even though Kenyon Green plays a less valuable position, I would rather have him. I think he's a better player than Trevor Penning. Trayvon Walker, one of your edges who could maybe be on the board. I'm not sure about it. I know that off-ball linebacker, as I've railed on before, is not a premium position, but Dean and Lloyd are first-round picks. If you had told me the Cowboys got Micah Parsons, the off-ball linebacker at 24 last year, I'd have been just fine with that. Now, it turns out Micah Parsons is a premier pass rusher, so you're happy to take him where you took him. But I got no problems with Dean or Lloyd back in round 1. And I'm a big Daxton Hill fan, too, since I am required to include a safety for my own brand from that perspective. I got other guys who I'd rather have over Trevor Penning, because my fear is he might not be a great left guard for you, and then your first-round pick isn't playing games if you're keeping Tyron Smith. If you dump Tyron Smith, it's a very, very different conversation at that point. And in that case, yeah, I would love Penning at 24. I've broken down draft targets before on the channel. thumbnail, the video looks like this. A lot more in depth, a lot of names, and we will revisit this list, by the way, post-combine, post-free agency. So if you want to stay in the know with what the Cowboys are doing in free agency and the NFL draft, hit that big red button and subscribe right now. Fun little story to wrap up today. Micah Parsons on offense. Parsons says he's asked the Cowboys staff to let him play some offense. And look, he's shown he can do anything. It turns out he was a premier edge rusher, which was a pretty big projection the Cowboys nailed tenfold what even I think they thought he was going to end up being. He has been everything anyone hoped for, double it, and maybe triple it on the defense of the ball. And in high school, he was a pretty awesome running back. So you do have the injury risk, but I think Parsons will be able to make some plays for you on offense. It'd be fun. You can put Trayvon Diggs out there at receiver. And technically, they did have Parsons in against the Bucs. He was on the offense, the weird package Kellen Moore brought out where they went for the lateral stuff to end the game. He was out there briefly on offense. So would you let Micah Parsons play on offense? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. My mindset is this, why not some goal line packages? Why not put him out there, third and goal from the one? You can put him at H-back or fullback and get him involved in some capacity. So I'm open to that idea. I don't want to make him a full-time offensive player because I don't want to risk injury. He's too impactful on the defensive side of the football. But from a couple plays, you just had the fat guy touchdown to Terrence Steele. Why not the Micah Parsons touchdown play? I'm open to that idea, and hell, I think he could even be a kick returner. If you had to make him be one, there were whispers he might do kick return stuff at Penn State his final year before the opt-out. So I'm open to it in terms of a limited role because I don't want to risk injury on offense. He's too important to your defense, of course.